Well, let's continue on and let's look at what these other elements bond with. So group 2, just refreshing our memory here, we want S2s and we want P6s. We want S2s and P6s. Like I said, it's almost like some kind of game or some kind of Scrabble game or some kind of card game or something. Like you can lay your little tricks down in a deal. S2s and P6s. If it doesn't make an S2 and it doesn't make a P6, then we don't have a natural bond. So group 2, what is it? Group 2 is S2, okay? Group 2 is S2. So do I want to do anything else? Do I say, well, group 2, maybe it bonds with itself? No. Group 2 is already an S2, so S2 is already done. It doesn't need to bond with anything to be an S2. But to make a P6, since the S's can go up and the P's can't go down, I can put an S2 with a P4, okay? So P1, 2, 3, 4. What group number is that? 16. So group 2 bonds with group 16. Ah, cool. See how this is working? Now, you could memorize these, okay, but I would rather you understand them and you look at the periodic table, because you're not going to memorize this for your whole life. You're not going to rent storage in your brain going, group 2 bonds with group 16, group 2 bonds with group 16. No, a chemist wants you to know, okay, that's everything in group 1 is S1, everything in group 2 is S2, and then everything in 13 is P1, 14 P2, and so forth. So, and you want to make P6s. So when I say, what does group 2 bond with? I say to myself, that's an S2. Oh, I want to make a P6, so I need a P4, P1, 2, 3, 4. So I know right away it's 16. Cool. Okay? So now, group 13. Now look. Now we're skipping all the way over here, okay? Because the transition metals, we don't have that common octet bonding with transition metals. So we skip 3 through 12 and we come right over to 13. So 13 is a P1, okay? Because remember, you got it, P1. See, look how cool the chemists have this. If you notice how these two rows are separate, but this one's slightly taller, that tells you that's S1. That's S2. These are the S's. How cool is that? Okay, so how many S's are there? 1, 2. Okay, these are the P's. Oh, nice. Well, how many P's are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How cool is that? How cool is that? Okay, and then we get over here. Okay, so what's the next one? The D's. Oh, well, this is kind of cool. Look at this. These are the D's. How many D's are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that whole section has the D's. Oh, well, wait a minute, but we have another one, right? We have the F's. Okay, well, what are we doing with that? That's kind of cool. That's this whole bottom section here. So isn't it neat? Isn't it neat? So let's see how many F's there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then it fits in here, and we'll show you how they tie in with these. Okay? So once again, look at this. The S's, the P's, the D's, the F's. There's a reason for all of those being in the order that they're in. So let's go on to group 13. Group 13 is a P1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, 13 is a P1. I skipped ahead of myself. Okay, so group 13 is a P1. So what do I need to do to make a P6? So P1 plus what? P5. So P1 plus P2, 3, 4, 5. So group 13 bonds with 17. Okay, it works really good. Okay, because this is a P1 and this is a P1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it makes a P6. Everybody see what I'm saying? Okay, so now 14. 14 would be a what? Think to yourself, what is this? P how many? Well, it's a P2. So we need to combine it with to make 6. Think to yourself for a minute, what do we need to combine a P2 with? Right, a P4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's group 16. Oh, we're on a roll. Okay, we're on a roll. Now, let's do group 15. P1, 2, 3. We want to make a what? P6. So what do we got to combine group 13? A P3 and a P what? P3. So group 15 is itself. Or you can write 15. Okay? Group 16, P1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. All right. Now that's kind of interesting. This is kind of interesting because this is a P4. So to make a P6, okay, so we've got to go back. We've got to go back this way. So this is 4 plus a P2, so it bonds with 14. How cool is that to make a P6? And then we've got group 17. So we've got, once again, P1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, now what's it going to combine with? Okay, it's going to combine with Okay, 13, because 13 is a P1. But look at this. We also got to go back, and we can pick up group 1 because they can move up. Okay, so 13 and 1 for 17. Okay, now, does anybody see one we missed a while ago? Does anybody see one? Because then we can do something else. Okay, now let's look at group 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we combined it with 14, which is good, but we could also combine it with group 2. Okay, we can group 2 because it has S2. Remember that? Okay, and P1, 2, 3, 4, group 16 also bonds with 2. Now, hopefully, a bunch of you already saw that, and we're just going to give you credit for already seeing that. And so once again, we've got to watch these two and come back and pick up the S's. Because remember, S's can move up, but P's can't move down. Why? Because they got a certain amount of energy. So when the S's move up, they're allowed to gain energy because they're going to draw us energy with. They're going to combine with the P electrons. They can go up, but the P's can't go down because they would lose this energy. Now, so group 18, what does it combine with? It is already P6. So what does it combine with? Nothing. Group 6 bonds with nothing. So there we have it. That's that. All we've got to do is look at the periodic table. This whole test is understanding the periodic table, what bonds with what. And when we have a covalent bond, now once again, let me just tell you, we have a covalent bond, that's going to happen. When we have an ionic bond, it's going to change a little bit. Now a little bit later, we're going to say what are oxidation numbers and the chance that something bonds with something. We're going to talk about oxidation numbers, and then we're going to look at electronegativity and how they bond. But when we look at covalent bonds, sharing of electrons to make the octet rule, then all of this applies almost across the table. So once again, pretty good lesson on the periodic table. Not a real difficult test coming up. Test 2 shouldn't be too bad. I really hope you learn this rather than memorize it. So just keep working. I've been enjoying, you guys are doing a good job on the labs. Keep working. One thing I've noticed on the labs is that I'm getting a lot less, I don't know what I'm doing, and you're spending more time thinking about them and solving the problems before you panic, so you're doing a good job. Hey, I'll see you for test 3.